Alright friends, welcome back to Battle Brothers. It's your daily dose. We just ended the nightmares here in Mitterfels. Beasts are ravaging the countryside. This is a one skull. Dire wolves, wepnegs, nachters, hyenas and serpents. This will absolutely do. Like, it doesn't pay as well as I might like, but it is a noble mission. And for that I want to try to keep the old relations with the nobles as high as possible. Prices are not that great. Okay, hunt for direwolves, webnecks and nachters around the steep region of Sandshear. Ooh, a brigand leader. Let's get in there. Let's wait for these nomads to get wiped out and then we'll go farm this leader. Assuming he doesn't die, which he wouldn't, I don't think. A marksman and some raiders, of course. Dang it. It's very rare that you see a brigand leader actually leave his hideout. An unfortunate missed opportunity. Good stab. Right in the leg muscle. I'm respectful enough of that Warhammer that I don't want to take more than one hit from it. Wildrich. Let's do a bit of stabbing. Don't know if taunt available. How many P does taunt use? 4? Wow, when did that get changed? Oh, shoulder. Nice one. That's fine, don't really care about that. Okay, nice, 2 little morale effects there. Excellent dodging, lads. Down you go, sunshine. No, really? I suppose, yeah, Wildrich is the lowest level lad on the battlefield in our team. So really I ought not be surprised. You know what would be a great buff to taunt is that, like, if an enemy has their shield up, if you taunt them, the shield wall immediately drops. Not only on their next turn. But then arguably that would make axes entirely redundant. I mean, the only advantage axes give you is the ability to shit break, and that's pretty controversial, as we know. So zombies are still rising up, interesting. Our whole squad of brothers still continue to be flummoxed by shields. It really is the bloody bane of our existence. Although you would expect that with peasants, wouldn't you, with the lower attack values? Which is why, again, I don't disagree with the criticisms of axes generally. I just think like the peasants exist in in a space where they are largely the exception, where the negatives are worth the positives, largely. But maybe I should just park that discussion until these lads have a bit more levels. And once they're all level 11, then we'll see how much we're still struggling with shields. Which will mostly depend on how high our attack values get, or rather fail to get. I worry dreadfully about how fragile he is. I would love to take +3 though. I think 80 is probably enough. I mean, a +3 on melee skill. I mean, if this was a 3 or a 4, I'd take that instead, I reckon. Where's my builds document? There we go. Bannerman. At level 9. Takes polearm mastery. Good. Now I should be able to move a step, shoot a crossbow, quick hands to the cold forged warpike, and still get a shot off. Nachtzers, 19 of them. So we tried going up against spiders with the swords rather than the spears. Let's try a similar experiment against the Nachtzers. Do I want the war scythe? I probably do. I want to be able to reap. Although +10 to hit, +5 to hit. I reckon it's worth it if you're going to be reaping. With our grim reaping equipment. So no spear wall this time, which is going to make this quite a different engagement from the ones we typically have had with Nachtzers. I kind of want to just reconfirm to myself whether the added ability to riposte and the added damage from the swords is going to be worth the trade-off of not having the extra chance to hit and the ability to spear wall. Let's put Sandvone up here, so any monster in these tiles is going to get daggered. And then Otwin might get put into melee range, but I reckon there's enough damage around him that it shouldn't be too concerning. Olaf, for the same reason, might actually sit out of the back and then just kind of hang back. Maybe reinforce one of the flank need be. But let's just see what happens. I'm not going to bother reposting now on turn, because most of these things are going to spend all, if not at least half of their ability points just on moving. Is that all of their turns done for this turn? No, it's not. This lad's still going to move. Actually, I arguably would have been better off waiting and switching to polearms there. Hold. Hold, lads. Is that enough to kill? That probably is. Wait until you can reap. Bjorn. Be brave, men. Hold. Don't move. Oh shit, one thing I didn't consider, the reason why... Oh man, this is done. I'm a moron. You have to use spears because you keep these lads off the corpses. Now we have to move forward. So Detailm got sword mastery. He does. But I don't want to riposte now, because really the only square from which enemies would be proccing riposte reliably would be that square. If they go here, they could attack Geralt. If they go there, they could attack Janks. Right, so really important now to make sure that the backline acts first. Which should give us the best chance of allowing the front line to be able to move forward and cover a corpse. I'm going to wait. I don't want to abandon that high ground. Oh, come on. Okay, leg muscles, good. Make him easier to hit. Great defense. Come on, Janks. Yes, lad. Okay, here's the big problem here now. That should be easy to take care of. Remember, we've got to keep focusing the tier 3s and then the tier 2s. The little level 1 lads should have their morale break pretty easily. Let's wait, see if another opportunity presents itself. Excellent. Drop the dag just to cover that corpse. This lad is the big concern. Nice damage, Otwin. So the thing is, I can't attack now and potentially kill this dude because it'll drop a corpse. I don't want that to happen right now. So wait. Okay, so now hopefully Olaf can go back and cover that corpse. Riposte? No. I'm actually going to preemptively switch to my net, expecting this one to come in net range in the next turn. Oh, damn it, Detail. Damn it, Wildred. Somebody's going to get eaten, aren't they? Oh. Okay, at least none of them are close enough to cast Eat on this turn, so just got to make sure that one dies this turn. You dodgy fucker. A good boy, Hound. Oh, one tapped. Damn it. Right, their morale should now truly be shattering. So it's just these couple tier 3s now that are of concern, and there's few enough of them that we should be alright. Yes, well, finally. I think I'm going to take the adrenaline. Because there's a chance I can one-tap this one. Oh, just not enough. I would have needed a headshot or a bit higher roll on the damage table. Interesting. So while getting eaten, it actually procs recover. That's of course down to that very useful mod that I'm using, which is when ending turn, it auto costs any ability that is available to be cost. Otwin has been slaying nerds this fight. Actually, I probably should have taunted him. Give the dogs a better chance of surviving. I really feel like I want to make as much use of taunt as possible. It's a perk that I've not really utilized enough in the past. I think I'm missing out. Still, the best use of taunt that I've come across is taunting witches. Hexen. I seem to recall that if you taunt them, they will attack you, rather than costing their bullshit. And I think it works for necromancers as well. I don't think it works for treants, because that would be super useful. If you can make them attack rather than casting regrow shield. I mean, sure, their attack is scary. It's a big old attack in a line. But, what was I saying? The attack is scary, but if you can at least control the direction in which it's going, I think that's worth it and it's quite useful. Bandage check. Bandage check. Get some Azuma. Let's take a look at the hybrid build for the archers. Bags and belts is at level 10, which is now. Okay, so student, quick hands, steel bra, throwing weapons, footwork, nimble, bow mastery, bullseye, bags and belts, recover and duelist. Frees up only 6 fatigue, but really I just want it for this reason so that I can carry poison and a net to use selectively. Only the +2, that hurts. Resolve is not good enough. Hit points is not good enough. Polearm user. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right, there's the old polearm build order. Shieldbreaker, polearm, adrenaline, student, rotation. I mean, I could have gone quick hands and then bags and belts. But let's not forget about the fact that rotation saves lives. Not just rotating someone else who's in trouble, but it can help you keep yourself alive as well. Wildrich, the dagger user. I think we'll put him on the front line at level 6, or no, 7 rather, 7. So we'll go for Dagger Mastery now at 5, Shield Spec at 6, Nimble at 7, and then with Shield Spec, Steel Brow, and Nimble, he's fit for frontline duty. And then after Nimble, we'll of course take Colossus to stretch his hit points a bit. Tanky Lad, Student, Steel Brow, Rotation, Shield Spec, Underdog, Nimble. No, but he's going for Brawny, Battleforged. He's already quite defensive. I want to give Taunt a go. Especially on someone who's got such crap melee attack. Fucking hell, his resolve. I think I will hang on to these crossbows though. The other polearm lads need this setup basically. And then of course we'll switch out the long axe to a pole sword once they're available. Quick hands, polearm. Polearm, quick hands, yep. And yeah, nothing new would have gone in by now. Plus 40, minus 4. Good lord. When did this Undead Scourge start? I think it must have been around day 80s. This is like a 60-day late game crisis. 19. I think that's probably enough to justify selling. I'm going to keep 2 of everything. Escort 5 days to the west, Subingen. I want to try that because I'm fairly confident we can fight almost everything. Let's see, Visor and delivery to Kadim. That actually reminds me, delivery down south. We need to go start hitting the arena quite soon. I mean, we can certainly do some of the earlier fights down in the south. And encouragingly, ooh, please be Noctas, Virigungers. Encouragingly, our sergeant is pretty damn competent as a fighter. So we can take in the bannerman and the sergeant +1. And do rather well, I think. A few ambushes, many wolf riders, and then zombies, Virigungers, legionnaires. Oh boy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. Eminently doable. Oh, but I don't know if my 2 Dane axes. It's not ideal. Put these lads up here and sort of split the formation and see what happens. The ranged weapons, of course, are not going to do very much at all. So, if we're shooting at the legionaries, but the Virigungers we can shoot with the ranged weapons. I'll leave Olaf here to spear wall to protect these lads. Hold. This reminds me, there's something else I've actually been wanting to perhaps experiment with on some of my frontline lads, like the meat guys who you would replace, who are going to be wearing light armor. If you give them bags and belts and quick hands, in a situation like this, they could actually throw some throwing weapons. You would only be able to get 1 round of throwing weapon attacks off. But it would also have the added advantage that if they're in a situation where they can't stand on the front line, if they've taken too much damage or something like that, they can then throw weapons after they've rotated off the front line. Which situationally could be useful. Which is like a little bit of niche utility, but overall does not seem worth it, does it? Hold the line, lads. They are coming. Good shooting, lads. These lads, they are still going to close in, aren't they? So I think I'd rather have a polearm shot. Toblerans have a hard time. Oh, I hate these Asian legionaries. 54, 51. This is not going to be easy. I mean, big hairy beast can pretty much hold this side here alone against all these zombies. 43 to Pierce, 28 to Pierce. This is a situation where our daggers are just going to do absolutely nothing. God, we are not set up to fight these ancient legionnaires at all. I can't help wanting to be able to break a shield with a Danax and then focus down one at a time like that. We'll see if we can overcome them with javelins. And just bear in mind, this is the damage we're doing, which is not a lot, but once we get... what's it called again? Duelist. Then these javelin throwing guys will do quite well. Also, if I knew I was going into a fight like this with my dagger lads, I'd give them their Katols instead. At least the Katols will perform a little better if you're trying to destroy armor. Actually, I should just be attacking that legionary, like just ignore these Viringangers. All they can do is nibble you. Although, with this dagger lad, I don't see any point in attacking this ancient legionary unless I can get him to drop a shield. $54. 249s is better than 154. I mean, 47s I think is worth stabbing. That's a problem. Ah, Vander. Height advantage, 84 attack, plus 10s, 90. 86% and you missed. Nice one. You tit. Probably should have taunted. I mean, I've leveled taunt and I'm not using it. Stupid. Right, so far it's only Olaf that has taunt. Oh, so close. Note to self: Olaf must use taunt. And instead of in a similar tactic to how I would want to break a shield and then focus that one down, I should taunt one and try to focus it down. Like taunt this one, will drop to shield, would have made it much easier to hit there. He's Ralston. I want to see some confident buffs procking on the lads. It's just surprisingly tense. I'm not at all confident. These lads are trying to flood here. Got to keep an eye on that. Well, now in that situation, it looks like the taunt was pointless. It's too late. I just need to play better. There you go, Vander. Nice one. Yes. Excellent. Sad. It's so sad. The Dagger lads are just not on. I just don't have a brother there. They are useless. So that's a regular axe. Is that a hand axe? That one's worth respecting. It's dangerous enough. Oh, almost. I'm actually going to... Oh, I can't rotate there. I need to rotate twice. I need Janks to actually rotate Otwin out. Well, Otwin's going to have to fancy feet and then move away. Which means that Wilderich needs to kill that to be going there. 56%, surprisingly high hit chances there. 49s. I suppose with your throwing lads, if before you have them on level 11 when they take, what's it called again? Duelist, they really struggle with the armor. And perhaps the throwing axes are the way to go. You just destroy the armor. But like, I didn't feel like I had enough space that I could justify in the inventory to stockpile those axes, and then would I have switched them all out? And it shouldn't really matter. I mean, like once we have a duelist on the throwers, then you don't have to think about destroying armor. You just bypass it. Oh, come on! I think Otwin doesn't even have fancy feet. Oh, what? 73 missed. Good doggo. Where you going, doggo? No. If we had kept the meat lads with their flails, I suppose they could have done better against these legionaries, but those flails just do so little damage. No. How do you miss that? They're getting hit quite a lot. Tank my eye. Shields. Really? Oh, if I hit the body, could have killed him. Yes. Well done, Otwin. Oh, are you kidding me? Stupid zombie! I mean, we're going to have to fight right again after this. And Olaf doesn't have the arm for that. We'll certainly give it a go, though, because we know that even though it's said it's a 5-day caravan mission, we know that we just got to loop around the coast. And that river is making it seem like it's further than it is. And we'll definitely switch in the 2 more experienced polearm users for the next fight. Oh, wait, I still have fatigue. Okay, yeah. Cough. Oh. We used a lot of ammunition in this fight. A lot of javelins got thrown. Oh, lol. I'm not good at using taunt, am I? Note to self, get better at using taunt. Finally. I mean, I suppose as badly as Olaf performed in terms of doing damage, he did kind of hold down the vanguard. So the entirety of the combat. He did get hit a lot. Suffice it to say, he's been a pretty disappointing tank so far. But as ever, with the peasants, you just take what you can get. Right, so now it's going to be some legionnaires, lots of armor. That should be an easier fight. What's Vine, level 8 Venomman? Here's attack of 70 I'll take, although technically that was a minimum roll because of the 1 star. Okay, he's got nimble, quick hands, bags and belts, bags and belts. I do love some bags and belts. Sanvo 92, yes, buddy. '95 fatigue, love it. Is it time for Berserk? What's it time for? What time is it, Sanvone? It's my dagger build. Meat, Raider, Dagger. Okay, Student, Steel Brow, Rotation, Dagger Spec, Shield Spec, Recover. I've got Berserk at level 8, but no, I've got Nimble or Battleforged at 9, and then Colossus at 10. So what I've got left on the build that I haven't got yet is Berserk, Executioner, and Killing Frenzy. Inflict additional damage against targets that have sustained an injury effect, like a broken arm. 20% damage increase. Kill increases all damage by 25 for 2 turns. Doesn't stack. For Berserk. Which could mean potentially 45 fatigue a turn, 60 fatigue a turn if Berserk triggers. And I should think of this basic banner dagger guy just a little bit differently. I mean, Berserk is going to be unbelievably demanding for fatigue. I'm probably better off taking Crippling Strikes, Executioner, and Killing Frenzy. And arguably, he needs Endom to be on the front line, like when he's fighting against unholds. But I think the tanks will just take Endom, and they're just going to have to hold some unholds in place. I think Crippling Strikes, Executioner, and Killing Frenzy is his best way of getting the most damage out of him. 20 more damage against target sustained an injury effect. So for Dagger Lad, we're taking Berserk out at level 8 and we're replacing it with Executioner, Crippling Strikes. Let's say Crippling Strikes. Executioner, and then at 11 we replace Executioner with Crippling Strikes. What's the other option? The other option, I mean, if I was running dedicated shield breakers, I would think about Adrenaline, because then you can choose when you want them to actually be able to attack. And you can break a shield at the end of the opponent's turn. And then you Adrenaline and make sure that you can attack the unshielded target at the beginning of the turn. How's all the other armor looking? 62 head helmet, that's fine. 69, I need 90 body armor. That's no bueno. They left us alone. Unbelievably, they left us alone. Okay, sweet. So 3,800 plus 63 times 24, and it said a 5-day delivery, but it's not a 5-day delivery. It's probably more like 2. This could be profitable, he says before running into a group of orc marauders, many young and some warriors. That we can absolutely do. We've got too many swords though. Coffee drinker, how do you not have Quick hands. And how do you only have 67 melee skill? That is so garbage, dude. Did we fix all the armor we were supposed to? Almost. There was something else I had to switch around here. Vander. 35 to 40 compared to 40 to 45. So let's call that 60, so 80% chance to hit as opposed to 70% chance to hit, not counting defense. This will be fine. It'll be fine. He said before getting murdered horribly. Alright, good little 46-minute session there. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we need to fight some orcs. There's a chance they could leave us alone. I mean, there's 16 of us and we have a lot of crossbows. We'll see how it goes. See you tomorrow in your daily dose of Battle Brothers.